What up, y'all? It's your man, Abuamerican. I'm here with a video, again, tech talk, talking about U-bit risers, since, they're more difficult to get than GPUs, it seems, nowadays. I waited forever to get these things. So I just want to briefly touch off on these things and be as quick as possible, and as brief as possible. So we have three different types of U-bit risers. Two of them are very similar in style and nature, with a third one being significantly more expensive. Now, these things are sold in packs of 6. The average price, the standard price, is about 26 euros for a pack of 6. These were literally double the price, almost 60 euros for a pack of 6. And I'll explain what makes these superior and why you should go with these over these. So these U-bit risers, as you can see, nothing on the back here. It's basically, it's really, you can see how bad the welding, or not the welding, but the soldering is and everything. Little bits of plastic sticking out of it. It's very poor quality in general. These all come with a connector to your PCIe cable, and a 6-pin to SATA connection. This cable, when you get it, just throw it away. It's a fire hazard, guys. As you can see, this has a single 6-pin connector. There are some like these that are powered by Molex. Do not use them, guys. I had one that I used. It just had a Molex connector here instead of. If you don't know what the Molex is, we're going to get to that in the next part, the next one over here. The Molex is just not suitable for powering these things. This little capacitor right here, or whatever this thing is, it blew up. This PCIe riser just exploded. Hopefully it didn't damage the GPU. This part right here just blew up, as you can see. I mean, it literally blew up. This has 4 capacitors, as you can see. These are very standard. These are very widespread. They work, but they fail very regularly. Next up is a slightly upgraded version of this one in a different color. This has status lights for 12 volt, 13 volt, one's red, one's blue. It has the same amount of capacitors as this one, but in turn, this one not only has a 6-pin connector, it has another 6-pin connector on the side, which you can plug in from the side of your GPU. Maybe if your power cables are too short or whatnot, because you guys know I have to use splitters sometimes. And it has a Molex connector. Do not use the Molex, guys. That thing is a mess. The back is covered with foam. I have done this before. I've actually had my GPU on the counter, and because of the foam and because it's stable, you can actually just power your GPU right there on your desktop in case you don't have a test bench like I do. I need to build a test bench. Now, in terms of this little connector, what bothers me the most is its soldering is as bad as the soldering on the back of this. And then I peeled this up a little bit right here, and you can see that it's just the soldering under here is a mess. Oh, it's stuck again, so I can't pull it off. But the soldering on the back of this is a mess. It looks nicer, it feels nicer, but it is not nicer than this one. The only thing they did different was added another 6-pin and a Molex on it, but really it's the same thing. These right here, nearly 60 euros for a pack of 6. Double the price of these. You can get a 6-pack of this and a 6-pack of this cheaper than a 6-pack of this. But as you can see, more capacitors, all right? And it has the status lights, LEDs on it, just like this one. This has a single 6-pin, and it does not come with a 6-pin to SATA. This one comes with a 6-pin to SATA. This one comes with a 6-pin to SATA. And I can only reiterate this, guys. Do not mess with these things. They're fire hazards. They are not designed to carry the amount of load that these things need in terms of mining. So let's take a look at what these things look like on the rig live. Guys, I almost forgot. I only covered this little, PCIe connector. This one, very high quality matte finish, no extra solder hanging off the edge. This one actually, despite being what I consider to be the lowest quality, has the second best PCIe connector out of the 3. There's absolutely no soldering here on the back side of the connector, and it's a far cleaner finish than the 2 of these. So let's go look at it on the rig real time. Okay, guys, and we're not going to look at it like I said before because I forgot something. When looking at these things, the locking mechanisms, this is what keeps it from falling off of your GPU. These ones, pretty tight and heavy, but not bad. You can see I can use one hand with it. These right here on these ones, this so-called upgrade from this thing is literally, dude, it's so difficult and hard to work that it's just annoying. And then to top it off, there's another problem with it, and I'll show it to you. These ones, nice and smooth, and that's all you need. It just needs to hold on to it. It doesn't need to be like this monster death grip thing on here. And what makes it worse is the latching mechanism on this one is on the wrong side. So you see here how I can use my finger over here where there's nothing here in the way, and this one is the same way. This one's got all this crap in the way. So when you're trying to close a mechanism, you can't close it from either side. These things absolutely are horrible for locking and closing. I had to take a little metal tool and push it up. You see, I broke it now. You see, now it's just broken. It just doesn't even work right anymore because it takes so much force to open and close it. These things are terrible, guys. I had to take a little metal tool, lift it up on this little lip right here, and then push it closed. I don't know how the heck I'm going to get this thing off my GPU. It's just insane. But anyway, the locking mechanism, as you can see, now it's broken. But it was so rough that it broke opening and closing it. This one has the best sliding mechanism. It doesn't take more to hold it tight on there, guys. It doesn't need to be stronger. This one is the next best in line. It's a little bit rough, but not as bad as this crazy thing. So here we are. We have our connector right here, our PCIe riser. As you can see, these are two different styles. And if you look here, you can see it's red-blue, then it goes blue-red, blue-red. These are the high quality ones with the extra capacitors, and this is the basically upgraded version of the blue ones. I don't know if you can see them down here, of the blue ones that I have down here. Yeah, you can't really see them. These are all the bad blue ones running on this rig down here. But on this rig right here, I have two of the really high quality expensive ones running with the status lights, and one of the slightly upgraded versions of the blue ones that I don't suggest anybody getting running on this rig. So that's basically what it looks like, you know, real time running live. As we can see right here, the PCIe connectors we're talking about right here, where they plug in. One thing that you should also note that I didn't talk about is the cables. So the older ones, they have these blue cables, and these newer ones that I say are high quality, they have these black cables. These black cables are very thin. They're significantly thinner. I wouldn't say significantly, but they're much thinner and more flexible. And as you can see, even the connector head is shorter than on the blue ones. I prefer these because it makes cable management easier. These blue cables are hell to cable manage. I just find them very difficult, very thick, very hard. They're stiff. They don't move very well. These things are very flexible, very, you know, I don't want to unplug it accidentally. That's why I'm being real gentle. They're very flexible, and the head here is shorter. It gives you more space to bend them if you run out of space down here inside of your system. Like down here, things are really cramped and crowded. You see how this cable is bent, you know, really hard, so I can cable manage it properly. These ones, you don't really have that problem. You have an easier and a shorter distance to bend them in order to, you know, cable manage. And cable management is a thing. That's why this one's called Borg. You can see just the cables down here, how it looks and everything. So some things to look at, guys, when you're like getting these PCIe slots. Don't go cheap on yourself. Gonna have mining chamber on in January. It's gonna be fun as heck. We're gonna talk about the future of mining with everything that's going on. You know, Ethereum going proof of stake. Is it gonna go proof of stake? Are they gonna go hybrid? We can't possibly know that, but we're gonna discuss it. What is it? EFI, I think it is. EFI or EMI or whatever. One second. Sorry, guys. EIP 1559 coming up, maybe 6 months to a year, where that guy Vitalik, who hates miners so much. I don't know why Vitalik hates miners so much. He needs to stop. He wants to take you know, transaction fees away from miners, so you only get the mining fee. Transaction fees, as you know, on Ethereum, you make good money off of those. So the future of mining, how does it look? Is it going to still be profitable? These types of things, you know, me and Mining Chamber are going to be discussing. It's going to be completely awesome to have him on the channel. The guy taught me everything I know. I'm in his Discord. You know, he's a real affable, nice, polite guy, always ready and willing to help you. And his channel is just a resource of pure, straight information on how to set your rigs up like none other. You know, a lot of other channels, you know, they're really good, but they spend a lot of time talking about random various stuff. This guy gets to the meat and bones, and you learn fast and quick. So check his channel out if you haven't subscribed and you're interested in mining. All right, guys, we'll see you out there.